After the Milwaukee Bucks' surprising exit from the 2020 NBA playoffs, fans from all across the nation immediately started asking themselves the same question. Is Giannis already thinking about leaving the Bucks? The Heat beating them would have always been considered an upset, but nobody could have seen Milwaukee losing 4-1. Most analysts have them going all the way to the NBA Finals. For a couple of seasons already, this core has proven incapable of meeting expectations in the playoffs, and it seems like their time together is nearing its end. For 2 straight seasons, they've been the best regular season team in the league, and for 2 straight seasons, the Bucks have failed miserably in their quest for an NBA Finals berth. "I want the Bucks to build a winning culture," Giannis said in early 2019. "So far, we've been doing great, and if this lasts, there's no other place I want to be. But if we're underperforming in the NBA next year, deciding whether to sign becomes a lot more difficult." Here we are 1.5 seasons later, and the Bucks underperformed yet again. And with star players changing teams at a higher rate than ever before in the league, nobody should be surprised if Giannis has seriously started pondering if he should sign elsewhere next offseason. We got to have the same goal. We got to have the same principles. We got to focus on winning a championship. If Antetokounmpo isn't winning in Milwaukee, there's no other reason for him to stay. As we jump to free agency 2021 talk, let's take a look at the teams with the highest chances to sign the Greek Freak. But before we do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Number 4, the Boston Celtics. Betting odds at getting Giannis plus 800. One of the Bucks' fiercest opponents over the last couple of years has been the Boston Celtics. Well armed with a plethora of talent, Giannis could be the star that finally takes this Boston team back to the NBA Finals. Jayson Tatum is a bona fide star. Jaylen Brown has played really well as a complementary piece. Marcus Smart has become one of the best role players in the league. And then there's Kemba Walker, who also played well throughout the season, but as we've learned in these playoffs, it doesn't look like he's the type of talent that can take the Celtics to the next level. But it turns out Giannis is. The Toronto Raptors have exposed Walker's lack of size and inefficiency in the 2020 playoffs, as other than a great 29-point Game 3 showing, Kemba was well contained by the Raptors' defense. Not to mention, he's set to earn $36 million plus in 2021, which is why if the Celtics really want Giannis, they need to trade Walker. Provided they do, they could sign Antetokounmpo and become the next dynasty for at least the next 5 seasons. All Danny Ainge has to do is surround Giannis, Tatum, Brown, and Smart with capable role players that fit the team. Perhaps they could re-sign Gordon Hayward for only a fraction of the $34 million he will earn in 2020, and they are all set for championship success. A big basketball city, a storied franchise, a great front office, one of the top coaches in the league, great teammates, and a winning culture. The Celtics are almost all set for Giannis' arrival. They just have to find a way of getting rid of Kemba. Number 3, the New York Knicks. Betting odds at getting Giannis plus 500. You might be wondering, how is it possible that sports odd makers have the miserable Knicks as the 3rd most likely franchise to acquire Antetokounmpo's talents? And at this point, listening to Knicks fans gloat about how they're about to sign every big free agent the next offseason, it's getting old. But honestly, if there's one franchise that could pull it off, it's New York. For 2021, they will pretty much only have RJ Barrett, Kevin Knox, and Mitchell Robinson on their payroll for a total of $16.27 million, leaving them with a lot of room to operate and perhaps catch 2 or 3 big fish in free agency, with one of them being Antetokounmpo. When your team plays at the mecca of basketball and you have almost $100 million in projected cap space, it only takes a couple of phone calls to build a super team. This is, of course, if the Knicks can get multiple stars to commit to play together. But if they do, signing the right players to surround their stars will not be an issue at all. The only knock on the Knicks' chances is James Dolan, their terrible owner. Dolan has been on the wrong side of media attention more often than not lately, and you have to think that certainly has played a part in the Knicks' inability to sign stars over the last couple of seasons. But if Dolan can keep his controversial actions and statements out of the picture, the Knicks are a potentially dangerous suitor. Number 2, the Toronto Raptors. Betting odds at getting Giannis plus 400. Speaking of the devil, The Raptors are another team that has given Antetokounmpo much trouble over the last several seasons. They actually eliminated the Bucks in 2019 before advancing to the NBA Finals and winning a championship. And the Bucks could have very well won it all if Giannis had been surrounded with better, or the right, talent. Now, it's true Kawhi is no longer there, and Kyle Lowry will be 36 in 2021, but the expensive deals of Marc Gasol and Serge Ibaka expire this offseason, as well as Lowry's own $30 million deal next season, and they will open up the cap space the Raptors need to surround Antetokounmpo and the Raptors' young stars with a great supporting cast, perhaps even another star. Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby, Norman Powell, and Giannis could be the core pieces of a team that the front office could surround with Serge Ibaka, Lowry in a smaller role, and other solid role players in minimum contracts. Add another 2021 free agent lower-tier star like Jrue Holiday, Evan Fournier, Otto Porter Jr., or Kelly Oubre, and the Raptors immediately turn themselves into NBA title contenders. Nobody in the East would be able to match the Raptors' talent, and they would be in prime position for another championship ring. Number 1, the Miami Heat. Betting odds at getting Giannis, plus 300. Nobody has better odds of signing Antetokounmpo in 2021 than the Miami Heat. And apparently the odds makers are not the only ones that think so. We were about to see Giannis play with a Miami Heat uniform on next season, said former player and NBA analyst Jay Williams, just one of the many media members that think the Heat are frontrunners in the Giannis sweepstakes. They have everything anybody else could offer. Big money, great city, outstanding coaching and front office, even no income tax. But the one advantage the Heat has over everybody else is the presence of Jimmy Butler, who has cemented himself as a top playoff performer and is exactly the type of teammate Giannis needs to make it to the NBA Finals. A partnership of Butler, Antetokounmpo, and Bam Adebayo would give the Heat another big three and a realistic opportunity at winning championships. Supporting players like Tyler Herro, Goran Dragic, Kelly Olynyk, and Jay Crowder, plus some extra minimum contracts, should round out the rotation that would turn the Heat into an Eastern Conference powerhouse once again. Head coach Erik Spoelstra will also have a chance to maximize Antetokounmpo's potential. The Miami Heat certainly checks all the boxes that Giannis could be looking for before leaving Milwaukee. The one downside of taking his talents to South Beach is the universal disapproval such a move would generate. Just look at what happened when Kevin Durant left the Thunder for greener pastures in Golden State. At the end of the day, Giannis would be doing the exact same, leaving in free agency to sign with the team that beat him. But look at Durant now. He got paid a ton of money to go and win championships and Finals MVP awards. The question for Antetokounmpo is the following. Is he willing to have the whole NBA fanbase turn on him just like they did with KD? If Giannis is a true winner, this will be a no-brainer for him, and we will find out in the summer of 2021. Do you think Giannis is leaving the Bucks? If so, where do you see him landing? Tell us what you think in the comments below. And once again, make sure to leave a like on this video and hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching another Swish Central video, and join us next time for more NBA basketball content.